So we were talking before about Ramakrishna Paramahansa. I think we talked about the relationship with his wife. Remember, we talked about how he prayed his wife, like the Shodasi Puja of his wife, he did. So after that, beautiful thing is today the ego of the master, right? So he became so egoless. They say that for around 6 months, he was 24 by 7 in a state of Vijnani. It means the state of transcendental consciousness, like in the oneness. For 6 months, he was not even able to realize anything. He was in the non dual state of Brahman, just with Brahman, nothing else. No God, no Devi Devta, no family, no body, nothing. But after that, these kind of saint, they need to have little bit ego. The moment the ego arises inside us, what happened? The moment the ego arises, we came down from our samadhi state, right? Till we are I and my God, I or my body, I or consciousness, we cannot go into the pure state of samadhi. So for him to come down, it was necessary to have a sense of I. So it was like he was just melting, he was just flying in that state. There was no body. So very beautifully it has described. So the big saint, the saint take ego of something to survive. Can anyone tell me that Hanuman is one of the bhaktas? What kind of ego he have? He has the ego of sevak,
Oh,
the sevak, right? So ego, when the saint take a ego, they never take ego of superpower or dominating anything. Their ego will be very humble, very childish, right? If they have that kind of ego, they will again become round kind of thing, right? So they will be very humble. So the that's why you must have seen with the Hanuman, it's always like written the Sevak Hanuman, the servant Hanuman. So he had an ego of Sevak. That's why some of the masters, they take the ego of knowledge. For Ramana Maharishi, we can say that he had the ego of knowledge. Little bit ego to survive, little bit ego to come into the dualistic Dvaita, to come into Dvaita and live their life. If they don't come down, what will happen? Their knowledge, whatever they have gained, they won't be able to give it to anyone. In the pure oneness, what can you give? There is nothing, there is nobody to give anything. So they have to come little bit down. So some of that have the ego of devotion. For the ego of devotion, we can have Meera. She was the pure bhakt. Even Kabir can come in the ego of devotion. Many saint in the South India was ego of devotion, right? They were just bhaktas, 24 by 7 remembering they were their God, 24 by 7 being their God. So this kind of ego, when you take something little bit to survive, it is called paripak aham. And in English it will be like ripen ego. That your ego is ripe. Usually we talk that you have to remove your ego, right? Always the I tendency and ego, you have to remove it. But to survive in this world, sometimes you need to have a very mature ego. And Hanuman is such a beautiful example of that, right? We can learn from his ego. So Ramakrishna Param also took some ego. He took the ego of Bhakt of Kali, like the priest of Kali, like worshipping her Devi. And then they say that he had the ego of eating too much. He was like always hungry, always wanted very good food, always checking with his wife what is cooking in the kitchen. It was not that he was hungry all the time or uh, his mind was fixed on the food. No, because the food was there which was keeping him alive in the Dvaita. If you take away food from there, then everything will be gone. He won't be able to live. So all the people have something there to, they hold it to survive. So Ramakrishna Paramhan's ego reached that level. And in that state, he started watching people, he started observing everyone, that how the bhaktas are behaving, what are the problems are there. And he was in that state. Sometime he used to be in Dvaita, experiencing little bit ego, and most of the time he will just go into samadhi and become motionless. There is nothing to move. Remember all the priests in the temple, what they say is there a bhava, means just be there, don't move. If you are moving too much, nothing is happening. In the spirituality, you need to be very stable. The mind should be stable, the body should be stable, and the buddhi, the intelligence should be also be stable. It should not be running after here and there. And by that, like days and months started passing, he used to be so much into the devotion that whole night he will hardly he used to sleep. Entire night he used to awake, he used to do prayer, he used to go in samadhi, then come back after the samadhi. Whenever he'll come back, then he will start asking for food and go in the temple. So his life was just revolving around himself. So what was that? That his personality, he was getting the knowledge. Remember, we learned that he got tantric knowledge, he got Vaishnavite knowledge, he started worshipping Shiva. So, one by one, step by step, he was getting knowledge of everything. Now, after that, the summary of his spiritual experiences. This is very beautiful what he has said. So, the summary he has in the three step he has described is, the first one was the Dvaita, the dualistic, where he as a priest and Devi as a second person, right? So two people there. He is worshipping his Devi, so he was merged into that state. And people used to think that he was incarnation of God because of his behavior and everything. He used to, whenever he used to worship Kali, it used to feel like that Kali is worshipping herself. His body, his movement, his voice, everything used to change. That's why I always tell you become like the God you are worshipping, right? The people can see your God which you are worshipping in you. So you become like a God whom you are worshipping. So people can see that Kali is worshipping Kali. Like that kind of resemblance he used to show with his Dvaita puja and the daily rituals. Then second, he started understanding with the Dvaita, sometime with his bhakti, he used to feel that he his self used to merge into Kali and try to become one, right? Sometime experiencing that we are different, sometime we are thinking we are one. So that is the branch of spirituality which is called Vishisht Advait. I think who is Ramanuj? Ramanuj was the one who started the Vishist Advait. All the Vaishnavites, the people who worship Vishnu Bhagwan, the people who worship Krishna and Ram, they are considered into Vishist Advait. Right? In the Vaishnav path, how do we worship? We look at our God, we love our God, we decorate our God, we offer so many things, and then in the last, we try to merge with our God. So first he experienced the duality, he and his Devi. Then he went into that stage. Like he can differentiate and tell that, okay, this was one stage. Now this is another stage where sometime I am one and sometime I am alone. I am not with her. So that was the Vishist Advait. So without reading a single book, without doing anything, he was getting experience of these things. Then the third one was like totally merged into oneness, the Advait experience. Right? In the last, he had that. So he went from everything. It has described so beautifully. Nobody can comment anything here. That he started with he and Kali, then sometime merging with Kali, and sometime feeling that he's detached from Kali, and then after that being one with her, going to Advaita state. So all three state he went. He did not have beautiful words to write it or tell about his experiences. These things are written by his disciples after, I think he was passed or something, but what they heard according to that, they wrote. So he did not have any, knowledge to write all these things. So he was able to feel all three in his lifetime. Most of the people go to the second one and they are done, right? They think they are so near to their God. From reaching into third level, the pure Advaita level, you have to come out of the uh, deity puja at all. Like fully, you have to come out. And the beautiful of Ramakrishna Paramhans was what? That he used to go in the three state. So it was not that he was promoting one state. No, he used to go into the three state. With his lifestyle, we know that in the bhakti marg, in the spiritual path, we all can go in the three state. None of the states are bad. None of the states are bad. So we learn so many things from him. Then after some time, he started getting intuitions that Ma wants him to do something very big. The Ma wants him to start a order. Order means like he need to have a disciple. The bhava inside started him coming that there should be someone to whom I should teach, or they can learn all this thing, whatever I have realized, they can learn it from me. So Ma started giving him that bhav. When did that bhav came? When he reached to the all level of spirituality. It was not that he was 2 days he did meditation and suddenly he started looking for the people. No, when he did everything after that, he started having that, okay, now I'm ready to teach. Now I can have some different people in my life. And then after that, one of the experiences there written that he has a nephew came named Akshay, and Akshay died. So when he died, Ramakrishna Paramhans didn't cry. He was in a state merged with Devi. So he was dancing and he was singing near the dead body, and people thought that Ramakrishna Paramhans became insane. Right? Why he did not cry? Because he was at that time in the Advaita space, in the pure oneness. In the pure Advaita space, no one take births and no one dies. So he had like, okay, this is nothing. Why people are crying? He was dancing, singing bhajans of Kali, and he was in his own life. But next day, the Ma wanted to give him the experience of pain. Right? Sometime in the spiritual life, people go beyond, they stop feeling the pain of others. The very high spiritual people, it's said that they, in Hindi, we can say like neeras, and in English, I don't know what will be the word for that. Like they don't feel anything for anyone, doesn't matter to them at all. So he became like that, that if somebody is taking birth, that's fine. If somebody is dying also, it's fine for him. But Ma wanted him to have an experience. So next day morning when he got up, suddenly he had a very sharp pain in his heart, and he felt like that someone squeezed him from inside, and then he felt that this pain was of losing a nephew. And then he sat down and he cried, right? Because that level, it doesn't even matter who is there and who is not there. But to live in this samsara, right, in this earth plane, to live in this earth, sometimes you need to have emotions. If you will not have emotions, it's hard for you to go and help other people if you don't feel others pain. So Ma gave him pain, and then he sat down and he cried a lot, and then he felt that how much pain, how much suffering the parents must be having, or the entire family must be having. And after that, many people in his life passed away. So Mathur died. Then somebody was Sambhu Malik. He was died. The Mathur was the son-in-law of Rani Rasmati, right? And he used to take care of Ramakrishna Paramhans. He was the one who gave him freedom to do all kind of experiment in the temple. He was so generous. He was like, okay, you do what kind of experiment you want, you do in the temple and be happy. So he died. So that was a sad thing for Ramakrishna Paramhans. Then his mom died, then his brother died. So many people died in his life. And he, sometime he felt their pain and sometime he did not feel their pain. It's very common in the spiritual path. Sometimes you feel the pain, sometimes you don't feel the pain. Sometimes if you have to hold someone very strongly, if you are feeling too much pain, you cannot hold people, right? Sometime you need to be very strong to hold others. At that time you need to keep the pain out of everything. But sometime, to understand people's suffering, you need to have pain. So he was going into these two things up and down. And at the same time, in the Bengal, right, as we all know, Bengali people, we don't have any Bengali in the group, but Bengali people are very learned people, very educated people. So they were like very modern in their thinking. So one side there was Ramakrishna Paramhans, a village priest, doing his experiment with the dharma. The other side there was the Brahma Samaj. I think the people who have lived in India, they all know about the Arya Samaj and the Brahm Samaj. Even now also we do sometime puja with the Arya Samaj method. So they were the Brahm Samaj and Arya Samaj. Brahm Samaj was established by Kesav Chandra Bose, and Arya Samaj was established by Dayanand Saraswati. So they were there to, because of Christianity and Islam influence a lot, in front of Britishers, in front of missionaries, the Keshav Chandra Bose and Dayanand Saraswati kind of people, they all came out to defend Hinduism. Sometime while defending Hinduism, they criticize a lot because so many rotten parts were there in Hinduism at that time. So they used to comment a lot, and their Brahma Samaj and Arya Samaj was totally like a Christianity. That don't do too many murti puja, you should not have too many gods, there should be less rituals happening, all those things. And they started fighting for the widow marriages and child marriages. They did many good things, but base of their organizations was to become like a Christians, become like a Christianity. And at that time, the another one in the Calcutta was our Ramakrishna Paramhans. So they were together with each other at the time. Like, I think you guys must have heard about Raja Ram Mohan Roy, the one of the pioneers who fought for the sati pratha and the widow marriages. Then after that, Rabindranath Tagore was there, the father of Rabindranath Tagore, and his brothers were there. They all were very educated people. and they all were lot influenced by the Western culture, the Christianity, because they were from the missionary schools. And then at that time they started making different organizations to revive the dharma in a modern way. And then they gave the name to it like Nava Vidhan, means a new way to establish dharma. So they have their own rules and they started. So Keshav Chandra Bose, the Brahma Samaj, the founder of Brahma Samaj, somewhere he met Ramakrishna Paramhans. The first time when he met Ramakrishna Paramhans, what did he thought? Come on, this man doesn't even know how to wear a dhoti. Look at him. His body is so weak. And people say that he goes into samadhi and this and that. How can that be possible? And then he looked at to his group. All of the people in his group was Europe educated. They were lawyers and doctors and very educated people. So he started thinking that who is this Ramakrishna Paramhans? Wherever a big meeting, people call him and he looks like a beggar when he comes, because the outer look was that he did not care about clothes or anything. But slowly, slowly, when they started talking, they got influenced by Ramakrishna Paramhans. And it happened very beautifully. Ramakrishna Paramhans get influenced by Christianity with the Christ, and they started listening to Ramakrishna Paramhans. So it was not that Ramakrishna Paramhans were very stubborn. Before also he has experience with Christ. So he added some of the good part of Christianity in his talks and everything Ramakrishna Paramhans added. And these people, they started adding what was the Ramakrishna Paramhans takes were there, they started adding that into their philosophy, their vision, because they were educated people. So they had a big philosophy. Like darshan was there, that okay, why this is happening, what is the reason of. So they were what? They all were educated philosopher they were. And what was the Ramakrishna Paramhans? The person who has experienced everything, right? So they have book knowledge, and this one doesn't have any book knowledge. But then slowly they started respecting each other. Initially there were hesitations, they were not together, but then slowly they started uh, helping each other, listening to each other talk. So in the missionaries Ramakrishna mission, they celebrate Christmas and all also, because of the influence of Christianity. But Ramakrishna Paramhans, with the Dayanand Saraswati, who established the Arya Samaj, with him he started. Uh, Arya Samaj was basic on the Vedas, Vedic Riti, and Havan and Yaga, how they say to do things. So Ramakrishna Paramhans gave more knowledge to Dayanand Saraswati about the Vedic rituals, that what will be the more Vedic rituals and how we have to think. So different people came and they merged with Ramakrishna Paramhans. So it's not that Ramakrishna Paramhans was just sitting and doing puja. No, he was attached with all these people, and I think all of us had studied all this in history and civics in India about all these people. So he was the one who used to uh, guide them, or they used to take guidance from Ramakrishna Paramhans. Yeah. So then Keshav Chandra Sen, who was the founder of Brahma Samaj, uh, there was a rule that the girls will not marry before certain age, but because of something, he married his own daughter at very younger age. So they kicked him out of the organization. Then Keshav Chandra Bose came no more near to Ramakrishna Paramhans and taking guidance from him. So we can say that the politically also we can see the influence of Ramakrishna Paramhans. So when the Devi gives, when the divine gives, when the cosmos showers on you, they can shower everything on you. On a priest, a villager like him, the people who were educated in different Western countries, they used to come and take guidance from him. So we can see how beautiful his character is here. And slowly Ramakrishna Paramhans and Keshav Chandra Bose became very close buddies. One used to be in the rags and one used to be in the suits all the time. Right? And in front of those people also, many times Ramakrishna Paramhans used to go into the samadhi. Whenever he used to go into the samadhi, the Hriday used to come and say Om in his ear. Hriday was his nephew, and then Ramakrishna Paramhans used to come out of his samadhi. So one time Ramakrishna Paramhans heard from Hriday that he was describing everyone that, oh, how the masters go in samadhi, how he comes back, and how this and how that. He came in front of everyone and he said that whatever is Hriday saying, everything is lie. Nothing is truth here. And he told Hriday, were you selling me? Were you trying to sell me? I am nothing. You cannot sell me in front of everyone. My samadhi, my state, my life is mine. You are nobody to tell everyone and ask any kind of donation from anyone. So we can see the strength in his character too. He did not ask for anything. And after that, Hriday also stopped praising Master anywhere. Right? So he wanted to keep himself like very humble and down to earth. Right? But if we see somebody praising themselves a lot, it looks like that they have a lot of ego, they are selling themselves. So Ramakrishna Paramhans was not like that. I think this much is good there for today.